All right. Hello and welcome back to what is going to be a redone version of the original Quest for Glory. Obviously, these were the first videos that I had made on this channel. They were made when really the channel was never supposed to exist. I was just doing them to create some entertainment for my brother while he was getting treatment. But then to make it easier for him to watch, started putting them online, and then just kept doing them. However, not that anything I do now is particularly phenomenal, but just in general, the quality of what I was making was much worse back then, to the point where, frankly, they're kind of unwatchable. We will be doing the magic user here, and yeah, the initial ones that I had made are pretty much unwatchable, and frankly, one thing that I just would really like for the sake of these games, and having these recordings, is the ability to just go through the entire series and actually be able to kind of follow the whole story with each character class. I don't think I would be recording all of the games again. Certainly most of Quest for Glory 4 is good, and I'll have to take a look at 2 and 3, but 1 in particular was just not recorded well, and I think most of 2 was not done very well either, so I'll probably do both of those. And then ultimately, that should hopefully culminate with me finally getting to doing Quest for Glory 5, the end of the series. But let's start off by dropping our name in here, and we will of course be Dark Wolf as our magic user, and then I'm not sure I care too much about this. We do a bunch of magic, prop these guys up a bit, and then we can add a little strength and weapon use. I'll do a little weapon use because I'll actually no, do strength more, just as a backup. That should be fine to start with. All right, let's start. So this, I'm going to kind of recreate what I did the first time through. So my magic user playthrough will be the full playthrough. Well, I'll try to go through all of the dialogue. So this will certainly be the longest one. This seems like a quiet little town. On the porch ahead of you are 2 people. The standing one is large, rather ugly, and playing with a yo-yo. The seated person smoking a pipe looks like he might be the sheriff. All right, let's see what they have to say. The man with the pipe greets you. Welcome to our town. You are lucky to have made it down from the mountains before the snow blocked the pass again. It's gotten pretty dangerous outside of town, I understand. Many monsters have been trapped around here with the late snow. Between them and the brigands, we certainly could use a hero around here. I am Sheriff Schultz Meisterson. This is Otto von Goon, my assistant. Good luck in your quest. Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. We'll pop our speed up, go back to playing, and then, yeah, let's just go through and see everything he has to say. Most of this first video will pretty much be talking to him and our leader at the Adventurers Guild, but the mountain. You should know. You came down from there. Fair enough. All right, let's ask about the town. This town was named after the Barons of Spielberg. It used to be a lively place to be before the brigands came and drove all the business away. You can find a place to stay at the inn next door. You can learn about jobs available at the guild hall down the street. If you are interested in magic, you should visit the magic shop. We are interested. There is still plenty to do and see here in Spielberg. All right, we'll ask about the Baron. Baron Stefan keeps mostly to himself at the castle north of here. We haven't seen him in town for years. Interesting, I wonder why. How about magic? Just next to the inn is a small magic shop. The owner, Zara, will let you in if you have some abilities in that area. She's a strange one, all right. She'll actually let you in regardless, but go talk to the innkeeper. He will help you there. Very good. And how about the guild hall? Guild hall is at the southwest corner of town. If you're looking for work, that's a good place to go. All right. And monsters. The monsters come down from the mountains every winter, but they're usually gone by now. The Baron just doesn't have enough men to handle them. Wolfgang is the one to talk to about monsters. He's had a lot of experience with them. We're going to hear way too much about that. Wolfgang down at the guild hall is the one to talk about monsters. He had a lot of experience with that. Beautiful. And the guild hall, I think he just says, yeah. Repeats himself. So there's a few different ways to get to various lines. There's a whole band of brigands hiding out somewhere in the mountains around us. They robbed a merchant just last week. Got a fair amount of treasure, I hear. And we'll ask a little about that. The merchant, the one who was robbed, he's staying at the inn, I believe. We will talk to him a little later on. The inn, yeah. Treasure. Obtaining treasure involves putting yourself in danger. If you're brave, foolish, or lucky, you might get some treasure. All right, and ask about danger. My friend, this world's filled with dangers. Sometimes I think it might be better to choose your danger rather than sitting around waiting for it, as I seem to do. But enough of this philosophical rambling. I am content enough to be Sheriff of Spielberg. Alrighty, we asked about the brigands. How about adventure? It's the name of the game, sort of. You'll need to talk to the Baron about that, or go ask Wolfgang down at the guild hall, which is just down the street. So maybe you're going to be a hero. Well, we could surely use one around here. What with the brigands? And we have already asked about both of those things. So finally, just his name, which he's already given us. I am Sheriff Schultz Meisterson, and this is Otto von Goon, my assistant. I like that he gave him the formal von Goon. Otto's a big help to me. He's very smart for a goon. His prisoners only suffer a few broken bones when he grabs them. It took a bit of doing to teach him to bring prisoners back alive, but he hardly ever forgets now. All right, how about the prisoners? It's simple. When someone breaks the law, we catch them, we hold them prisoner. Very good. All right. And Otto doesn't really have much to say. Get no response from Otto. All right, let's move on. I think we can pop in and talk to Zara as well before going to the guild hall. Step forward, and her familiar Domino summons Zara. Or at least lets her know that we're here. I am Zara, and my companion is, I always say Domino, but yeah, it's Damiano. The items in this shop are designed for those skilled in the use of magic. Well, tell me about it. Zara, I am both human and fairy folk. I draw my power from both. My name is Zara. This is my shop. Fair enough. Fairy folk. We are a people of power and magic, and live in the forests far beyond the mountains to the west. We will see some more of them later. Not in this game. Power. Power is the essence of magic, that which the wizard shapes and is shaped by. All right. Damiano? Damiano is both my familiar and my friend. We share our lives and our magic. It would have been cool if at some point in time in these games you could have gotten a familiar, but unfortunately that does not come to pass. We'll ask about being a familiar. Familiar is a creature of magical abilities which has been summoned to serve the wizard. The summoning of a familiar is a most powerful spell and can be cast but once. It binds the wizard and the familiar to the ends of their lives. The more powerful the wizard, the more powerful the familiar, although you cannot always judge power by a familiar's shape. Alright, how about magic? If you have the skill of magic, you can learn the way to cast spells by reading magic scrolls. Without the skill, you have no power. The more you practice spell casting, the greater you shall become. And how about initiation, which I'm not sure why we know to ask that, because I don't think she mentioned it. When you have mastered 9 spells, have the power to cast all, and proven yourself worthy by accomplishing a great deed, then you must undergo initiation to become a full wizard. There is a place in the distant south where you must journey, but first you must become a hero here. Come back to that in Quest for Glory 2. And we can ask about Power Potion. Power Potion restores your magic energy, costs 75 silver, super. Journey. There are many entrances to the halls of magical mystery in the south. After you have gained skill and a good reputation in magic, you should journey south. Wonderful. If you are indeed worthy of being a wizard, you will find a way to those halls. And how about hero? Master the arts arcane, use those skills to vanquish the evil curse, and you will become a true hero. I wonder what she did to become a hero that allowed her to enter this initiation. And Spielberg. There is much magic in this world for those who know how to use it. There is magic in this little town and a good deal of magic in this valley. All right, let's hear some more. Town. There's an aura protecting this town from danger. Within most of its walls, there can be no act of violence or cruel magic. Even so, it is prudent to avoid dark places. Okay, how about the aura? An aura is a spell of protection surrounding something. The town is still protected by the aura cast by the great spellcaster Arana. Arana, who will be there for all of our journey, pretty much. Ask about her. Arana was a powerful spellcaster who lived long ago. She brought peace to this valley. Even now, her spell protects this town from violence or foul magic. Her final resting place is due north of town, sort of, and it is a place of both safety and healing. It is known as Arana's Peace. All right, how about the valley? There's much power in this valley, and it attracts those who use magic. I am here. Erasmus has his house on Zauberberg, and even Baba Yaga has her hut cooped up somewhere around here. Erasmus is a wizard and a spellcaster who knows much about this area. He lives in a tower northeast of town at the top of a steep mountain called Zauberberg. He can be very helpful if approached properly, but he has a strange sense of humor. Agreed. And Baba Yaga. She is a powerful and wicked hag. You would be wise to avoid her. She cursed the Baron von Spielberg when he tried to drive her away. Alright, a little bit more. Hut. Baba Yaga's hut is magical. It stands on chicken legs, and you must know the rhyme to enter. That's about the rhyme. I have no interest in entering Baba Yaga's hut, and therefore do not know the rhyme. That's fair. Curse. This is Baba Yaga's curse, cast upon the Baron years ago, and thus the central focus, really, of this game. Upon von Spielberg and all his clan, this the curse I now demand. What I will shall come full measure, so shall ye lose all that ye treasure. There is always a way to break a curse. Possibly Erasmus knows more about this. All right, and let's see. Hang on a sec. If we ask about the curse again, Erasmus makes a point of studying the effects of magic upon mortals. There is little about magic in this area that Erasmus does not know. All right, fair enough. That was probably an unnecessary bit of dialogue to add, but he was once a great leader of this land until he was foolish enough to anger Baba Yaga. This is the Baron. Okay. All right, so that is enough chatting for here. We are going to make some purchases. Let me just double check how much money I have. 4 gold, 10 silver. All right, so the biggest thing we want is the fetch spell, which I think will pretty much run through all of our cash at this point. So you read the spell scroll, the spell is ingrained in your mind. That should leave, 10 silver pieces. Okay, let's see, can we say goodbye? Nope. All right, let's depart. Farewell, Zara. We will come back when we have more money, and we will buy more stuff. All right, we're going to do one more long conversation. You enter the Adventurers Guild Hall. This is probably the most talking that pure dialogue that I'll do in any video, but just gets a couple of these long conversations out of the way quick. This Adventurers Guild Hall reminds you of the one in your hometown. The traditional moose head and other stuffed monsters, Saurus, troll, griffin, dragon, cheetar, and the terrible Antwerp adorn the walls. The traditional moose head, I love it. You see a registration book on the table and a bulletin board full of job listings. The man seated near the window must be the guild master. He is snoring. There. Alright, so the most important thing in any Quest for Glory game is to first sign the logbook with a flourish. You sign your name into the Adventurer's logbook with a flourish. And we also like to read the book. Get a lot of points for that. The writing on this page is very recent. It says, I, Dark Wolf, have come to Spielberg to become a hero. And can we read anything else? This entry was made several years ago. It says, Baronet Bernard von Spielberg killed a troll near the Flying Falls on this 23rd day of October. The other pages record the exploits of the great adventurers of Spielberg's past. The names Wolfgang Abentur and Baron Stefan von Spielberg appear most often. And is there one more? The remaining pages are blank, awaiting further tales of adventure. All right, let's pop over to the bulletin board here, and we'll take a peek at each one. Reward for return of lost ring. Inquire at the healers. Very good. This poster is rather dusty and faded. The picture is of a small child with braids. Reward of 50 gold coins for the safe return of Elsa von Spielberg. Inquire at Spielberg Castle gates. All right. Reward of 30 gold coins for the capture or death of the brigand warlock. Description: short, ugly, and wears brightly colored robes. Has habit of laughing continually. Inquire at Spielberg Castle gates. Wanted, brigand leader. Description: unknown appearance. Wears a cloak. Must provide proof of leader's identity. Reward of 60 gold coins and title of Hero of the Realm. Inquire at Spielberg Castle gates. Notice: spell components needed. Cash or trade for potions. Inquire at the healers. Alright, so 2 things we got to do with the healer, and then this poster seems to have been here for a while. It is a picture of a handsome but arrogant young man. Reward of 50 gold coins for information leading to the return of Baronet Bernard von Spielberg. Inquire at Spielberg Castle gates. Okay, let's get out of here. And finally, we're going to go wake up the Guildmaster, who is snoring away happily, until we bother him. Ah, I was so busy I didn't notice you come in. Welcome, welcome. It is so seldom that we have new adventurers here. Most people think this valley is cursed, probably because of the curse. Anyway, let's have a nice quick chat. It was just yesterday that I drew my sword and started out, or was that the day before? No, then last week, but what was I talking about? Alright, so let's ask about the guild hall. This is where an adventurer can find out who needs someone brave and courageous. There are many jobs on the bulletin board over there. It is also a good place to talk about adventures on a cold afternoon. We used to play cards here once a week as well, but there are too few adventurers in Spielberg anymore. They all died from monsters or brigands, or they just got too old. Such is the way of life, I suppose. Let's ask about the adventurers. Did I ever tell you about the time when Schultz and I rid this valley of Antwerps? Yeah, we were real adventurers then, and this was a real guild hall. Now we're just old men, and this is just a place to tell old stories. Monsters. You can see some of the type of monsters that live around here if you look at our walls. There are trolls, griffins, cheetors, mantrays, and goblins wandering in the woods. I hear there are even some ogres and Saurus Rexes back in this valley. There was a time when Schultz and I had gotten rid of most of the monsters around here, but we are just too old for that now. Alright, let's run down the list of monsters. Trolls. Trolls are very tough. Fortunately, they only come out at night. The woods are very dangerous at night. Saurus. The Saurus is a monster, easy to avoid and easy to kill for a skilled adventurer. Ogres. Ogres are a lot like goons, but even meaner. Not as bright, though. Goblins. Goblins are not tough, but when they gang up, they can take out an unwary adventurer. Cheetars are ferocious creatures that charge out of nowhere and try to tear you to shreds. Sometimes they succeed. Cheetars are easily one of the more difficult enemies in the game. Mantrays are kind of annoying. These weird things are magical. They are best avoided. I agree, they're honestly just obnoxious to fight. And the Saurus Rex. Don't mistake those things for Sauruses. When they come at you, it is sometimes best just to run away. Alright. Adventurers, monsters, bulletin board. Over there on the wall, over there is where the jobs are posted for adventurers. Some have been there for a long time now. There just aren't too many good adventurers around here lately. Well, we're going to try to fill that gap. That's about the reward. You need to talk to either the Baron or the healer about that. Very good. Healer. Her house is just north of the town gate. She's a nice woman. That's good. Castle. Castle is just north of the healer's house. Wonderful. Trophies. Schultz and I killed most of the monsters on those walls. And now we're going to ask about all the trophies. So the dragon. Seems reasonable. It does appear to be the cream of the crop there. One day, years ago, a pair of dragons tried to take over the valley. We adventurers rode out to meet them. I can still see Stefan von Spielberg charging forward on his black horse. He slew that dragon whose head you see on the wall, and the other one flew off. Now, it seems like the Baron truly was a legit adventurer. I hear people see that other flying dragon high overhead sometimes, but it has never dared to attack us again. That never really comes up again. The Antwerp. This valley was overrun by those odd monsters one year. Schultz and I fought long and hard to rid the valley of the things. We might have failed even so had it not been for those two peculiar tourists who came to our aid. Tourists, you say? Yes, they said they were from some place called Andromeda. Must be someplace south of here, I guess. They certainly were odd. I wonder who these two guys from Andromeda could be. Alright. The moose. That was the most vicious moose I ever saw. It nearly bit my nose off. Alright. Troll. I remember the day I killed one. It was the biggest I had ever seen. It put up a tough fight, but I was tougher. You can see the results on the wall. I think this is the troll up here, I believe. Cheetar. That'd be this guy here. Watch out for cheetars. I bear the scars of my fight with the one on the wall to this day. Still, it is stuffed, and I'm still alive. And the Saurus. I remember when Hans killed the one there. It was a tough fight for him. And Hans is Hans Halfwin. He wasn't much of an adventurer, but he did manage to kill a Saurus before he made the mistake of tangling with a troll. Alright, so that's enough of those. It's the guild hall. How about your name? I am Wolfgang Abentur, the guild master of this hall. How about, tell us about being a guild master. I'm supposed to keep track of all the adventurers and make sure they sign their names in the log. There was a time when I would go out and rescue foolhardy adventurers who got into too much trouble, but I don't get out much now. Alright, tell us about the curse. Yeah, with the Baron losing his son and daughter, Baba Yaga, all the monsters, and now the brigands, it has just been one thing after another. Okay, and time to run down the list. We'll start with the Baron. Baron von Spielberg was once a brave protector of our valley. We used to adventure together when I was younger. No brigand or monster would dare show his face here if the Baron had not angered Baba Yaga. Now it is said he goes nowhere and sees no one. It's an effective curse. Baron's son. Now there was a hero and worthy of the name Bernard von Spielberg. He rode off to hunt one morning 5 years ago, and his horse returned with large claw marks on it. No sign, I assume, of Bernard's body was ever found. Interesting. When we meet Bernard, I don't know if calling him a hero is exactly what I would say, but fair enough. The daughter. Elsa was a beautiful 8-year-old child with blonde hair and sky blue eyes. She was her father, the Baron's joy. 10 years ago, she was carried off by something which flew over the wall and away with her. The search for her lasted many years, but at last everyone gave up, except the Baron's jester, Yorick. Yorick, huh? Who's that? Yorick was a funny little man, but brave. He swore he would spend his life searching for the Baron's Elsa. Alright, how about Baba Yaga? She is the center of our problems, I think. Baba Yaga is a powerful ogre. Baron von Spielberg tried to force her to leave this valley, but she cursed him. Now the Baron has lost everything but his land, and I don't know how long he will keep that. What our valley needs is a hero. Hero. A real hero is someone who didn't start out strong or powerful, but uses his courage and brains and skills to become the best he can be. And finally, the brigands. There is a reward for anyone who can stop the brigands by capturing or killing the leaders of the brigands. You should read the bulletin board for more information. Alright, Spielberg. Spielberg Town is small now that most people have been driven off by the brigands. This is such a pretty place too, the mountains, forests, and waterfalls. Alright, tell us about the mountains. The mountains surrounding this valley are very high. Snow covers the tops all year long. The only way out of Spielberg Valley is through the pass, though I hear it is blocked by snow again. None of this is very interesting. Forests. The forests are full of monsters and strange creatures. There are some nice waterfalls to the southeast of town. They fill Mirror Lake, which is lovely, but icy cold all year long. The waterfalls. There are some... Oh, I already asked about that. Interesting. Seems that they pretty much do the same thing. This town used to be a thriving city before the brigands drove most of the people off. Alright. And the magic shop. I don't know much about magic, but the woman who runs the place scares me. Dry goods. Caspar at the store would like to be an adventurer, or so he says. He spends too much time daydreaming and not enough doing, I think. The tavern. I never liked the place. The bartender smiles all the time, but he's not very friendly. Crusher lives up to his name. He is nasty even for a goon. Goon is a lot like an ogre, not as tough, but a little smarter. The sheriff's Otto and Crusher at the tavern are both goons. The bakery. I think the bakery is almost always closed now. The baker tries to stay away from his wife. And the butcher is similar. I don't think the butcher shop is open much anymore either. And finally, the Farmer's Mart. Farmer's Mart is run by the centaurs, Heinrich Pfefferdin, and his daughter Hilde. I don't know. Pfefferdin, whatever. Centaurs. There are not too many centaurs in this land. Heinrich and Hilde are good people. Maybe the only centaurs we come across. I'm trying to remember if there are any in 5, but I don't think we ever see any others. Liontars are relatively close. Alright, and then finally, Schultz Meisterson. Schultz Meisterson and I have been friends for a long time. He too was once a real adventurer. Now he is just the sheriff of this town. We can ask about Otto. I like Otto, even if he is a goon. Schultz has him almost trained. Alright, that's enough. We have completed this conversation. And with that, I think we will end this video. And when we come back, we will depart town, and we can deal with the other half of town sometime in the future. Similarly, we can deal with the inn sometime in the future. But until then, see ya.